it's a quick tutorial to show you how to make nice looking renders. So for your projects, you can just put screen grabs as well, but I can show you some nicer ways of doing the same thing. So make sure you've hidden your joints. One quick way of doing it is just going to the shaded visibility, okay? And that gives you a kind of nice visualization. You can turn the grid off as well, and you can save it as an image if you just want it like this. Okay, so you can go to File, click on Export or Capture Image, and that's it. You can have that in your project, but there is a better way of doing the same thing. So first thing you should understand, and we will see this in the next term when we are doing FEA as well, is assigning the materials, and usually that is in Modify. But for renders or for screen grabs, you don't really have to assign a physical material. You can just assign an appearance of that material. And in Fusion, you have lots of materials: concrete, fabric, glass, liquid metal, plastics, and all that. So let's go ahead and apply some aluminum, for example, so that just that they look different. For engine, you can apply the specific materials that you have found out as well. So I'll just quickly show you that if I want to apply, let's say, polished aluminum, I can drag and drop on one of the part, and that's it. Now a polished aluminum is applied to my eye end. Maybe I want my fork end to be another material, maybe another color as well. So it's as simple as just doing dragging and drop. So maybe I want to apply a cast iron on that one. Okay, just to show you that you can have different materials. You can even have plastics of different colors, and you can actually change the colors and properties of all of these. So if I want to change the shade of this polished aluminum, I can go to edit and I can select a shade as well that might look nice. Just depends on how you want it. You can also have this with the edges visible. It sometimes look nice. So you can just capture an image of this and put it in your reports. Okay, so a nicer way of doing it is to actually make renders of these rather than taking screen grabs, which is quick and sometimes look nice, but you can get much more realistic results when you do renders. And they might not look nice as such in the default view, but you can set up the scene, you can do a lot of modifications. Okay, so play around with it. Okay, I just want to quickly show you what all you can achieve in Fusion. You can do shadows and all that interesting stuff. Uh, Again, it depends how much time you want to spend on these things, but I just want to show you that this is a possibility. Okay, so you can set up your environment by clicking on setup. You can also change the material of all the parts again from here if you want to. Environment setup, there are some default environments available as well that you can use. Okay, you can explore different environments however you want it. Some might look better just as it is. So for example, I'm happy with this one. So let me close that. Okay, now in Fusion, there are two types of renders. One is in canvas render and one is cloud render. In canvas is basically a local render, a computation that's done on your PC, but cloud renders are usually better. So you can specify all the settings that you want in terms of how big you want your file to be, resolution and all that. And it might ask you to use some of your credits, but because you have a student account, you can do it for free. So you can click on render. What it does is that it uploads it to the Fusion Cloud and it is visible here. So it is in a rendering queue. Usually it takes like 5 to 10 minutes. Meanwhile, maybe I can also show you the in-canvas render. So if I just do that, Fusion starts to pixelate and populate our model. But now you can see that the shiny surfaces actually look quite realistic. Not very realistic, but if you let the render run for a longer time, you will see that the results you get from a render are much better than simple screen grabs. Okay, so my cloud render is still running, just to quickly check. Yep, it's still running. But you can see that its in-canvas render is already looking quite good. So the longer you let it run, you will get a better result. cloud render usually gives you a better result. Okay, I think my in-canvas render has ran for 168 seconds. Looks quite nice. Just make sure that you don't rotate the view, because if you rotate the view, it's going to render again for that specific view. Okay, so to save the in-canvas render, you can just click on capture image. You can click on OK, save it to your computer, or you can save it to cloud as well. And I think our cloud render is done as well. You can have a look, and that's how our cloud render looks like. You can also create a turntable for a cloud render or a rendered motion study. You can explore that if you want, but you can just download the file from here, a PNG or a JPEG. Also save, you can also save it with a transparent background if you want. And that's it. That's how you quickly do renders in Fusion.